Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs 13 straight years every day. Today I'd like to share Romans 11 verses 7 to 10. Here is the Word of God. What then? Israel failed to obtain what it was seeking. The elect obtained it, but the rest were hardened. As it is written, God gave them a spirit of stupor, eyes that would not see, and ears that would not hear, down to this very day. And David says, let their table become a snare and a trap, a stumbling block and a retribution for them. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see, and bend their backs forever. Romans 11, 7 to 10. Here's my poem. A spirit of stupor. If you fail to serve and obey the call of the Lord your God, you will suffer the consequence of your hardened heart. A spirit of stupor will consume your heart and mind. You will not be able to see or hear what is true and right. Here's my commentary. Have you ever observed those people who have turned their backs on the Lord? They knew the Lord and once served him, but at some point they became rebellious and unfaithful to God. There is a form of blindness and deafness towards what is right. They choose what is bad for them, or they follow their desires so much that they become oblivious to people around them. They are only concerned with getting their needs and wants met. There is no concern for the welfare of others. They only pursue their own interests and not bother about what other people's hardships or sufferings are. In other words, they live isolated lives that focus on self-seeking pleasures. Most of these people turn into something that will constantly gratify their flesh or someone they can idolize. Most of the things they replace God with are wealth, power, reputation, even family, or the pursuit of human knowledge are just some of those things that occupy their minds and hearts. This is what Paul calls the spirit of stupor or idleness. When God made us in his image, he did it so we can have a relationship with him and that he is the only one who can complete us. If we turn our backs on God, we will not have peace because we will definitely twist that purpose. Reflection. Share some experiences you had with those who have a spirit of stupor. There are so many people, and I was once into that spirit of stupor. Even though I knew the Lord, I wasn't really aware of the accountability and the responsibility that I have to keep my faith growing. So when I'm just going to share exactly what happened to me. So, and then maybe some other people that I have encountered now recently who I have noticed that have that spirit. When I was unaware of the true gospel, I chased knowledge, human knowledge. I chased fame because I was given an opportunity to become an artist. I glorified myself on that I can do something. So even raising my son alone became some form of a performance for me. And so the people, so that's one of the idols that I had to perform, which probably rooted from the fact that I was never given love growing up, true love, not conditional or not transactional love. So I was not able to see what I was doing wrong. I just thought that I was doing what is right because that is what the world system propagates. It makes us seek pleasures for ourselves, gratify ourselves. So that is a life that is focused on the serving the flesh. And so now that I have, the Lord has saved me and has showed me all the lies that I believed in, I wouldn't want to live that way. But there are still some times that, because I'm still human and I'm sinful, there will be times that I will be drawn back to those things that I used to be performing for. Now, if you notice, like people who once knew the Lord and turned their backs on God, they live very, very complex and turbulent lives. Whether they're alone, whether they are with someone, it's harder when they're with someone because there will be a lot of conflicts. But the focus of their lives is usually getting what they want and getting satisfy their flesh desires. So I have lived with someone who had a spirit of stupor, and it is very difficult to tread the path of righteousness when you are with someone who had that spirit. That's why God doesn't want us to be equally yoked with people who are unbelievers, because we will learn their ways. And this were the problem of the Israelites, because they intermarried with pagans. And so what happens was that they did not serve the Lord anymore, because they are sucked into the culture of the pagan. So they idolized Baal, they idolized other pagan gods. So what's interesting is the spirit of stupor is actually given to them by God, because they have turned their back on Him. They leave them alone to their hardened hearts, just like what He did with Pharaoh. He actually used Pharaoh to bring out His glory with all the 10 plagues that He put on Egypt, because He wouldn't want to let the Israelites go. So it is important for us to recognize that Jesus died for us so that we will come into the light, because He brought the light to us. But if we decide to not come and serve Jesus, we are going to stay in that darkness, which is that stupor that we will not see, we will not hear, and we will totally be oblivious to anything around us except our own self. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube so I could make more videos, give you the Word of God. If you haven't already, check over 4,000 videos I've done over the years. I've been doing this daily. Just type on YouTube or Google search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.